Hello learners, this is Habiba with Excel with me. If you like the video, please do like, share, subscribe and comment below. Let's start today's class, that is research in education variables, that is types of variables. In previous classes we have understood about the qualitative variables, quantitative variables, discrete variable, continuous variable, background variable, suppressor variable, independent variables, dependent variables. Today we are going to understand about extraneous variables. Let's quickly understand that all the variables in one go, that is qualitative variables. What are the qualitative variables? Express a qualitative attributes such as hair color, religion, race, gender, social status, method of payment and so on. Then quantitative variables are called numeric variables, which have a simple example of a quantitative variable is a person's age. So likewise all the other things also we can take. Then we have understood the discrete variable, that is where we have consist of whole numbers, not necessarily but consists of whole numbers such as the family size, specific time period we have understood, that is maybe 12 months, 7 days or any specific period. Then we have understood continuous variables. Continuous variables is one that may take a infinite number of intermediate values along a specific interval, 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 20, that is infinite and then continuous. Then we have understood the background variables. These variables are related to many independent variables which they can influence the problem indirectly. That is, almost every study we collect about the age, sex, educational attainment, socio-status, marital status, religion, place of birth and the like. These are all referred to as background variables. Then we have understood the suppressor variable. So what happens in some cases, because of good reason the variables of interest have a relationship within themselves, but our data fail to establish any such relationship. So some hidden factors may be suppressing the true relationship between the two original variables. So such a factor referred to as a suppressor variable. Now we have understood the dependent and independent with so many examples also, that is low intake of food causes underweight. So low intake is the main factor and cause which is affecting the underweight. So low intake is the independent variable and underweight is the dependent variable. Now let's start today's class, that is extraneous variables. Most studies concern the identification of a single independent variable and the measurement of its effect on the dependent variable. But still several variables might conceivably affect our hypothesized independent-dependent variable relationship, thereby distorting the study. These variables are referred to as extraneous variables. So extraneous variables are not necessarily part of the study. They exert a confounding effect on the dependent-independent relationship and thus need to be eliminated or controlled for. An example may illustrate the concept of extraneous variables. Let's see here. Suppose we are interested in examining the relationship between the work status of mothers and breastfeeding duration. It is not unreasonable in this instance to presume that the level of education of mothers as it influences work status might have an impact on breastfeeding duration too. So, education treated here as an extraneous variable. In any attempt to eliminate or control the effect of this variable, we may consider this variable as a confounding variable. An appropriate way of dealing with confounding variables is to follow the stratification procedure, which involves a separate analysis for the different levels of lies confounding variables. For this purpose, one can construct two cross tables, one for illiterate mothers and the other for literate mothers. If we find a similar association between work status and duration of breastfeeding in both the groups of mothers, then we conclude that the educational level of mothers is not a confounding variable. What is confounding variable actually? In research that investigates a potential cause and effect relationship, a confounding variable is an unmeasured third variable that influences both the supposed cause and the supposed effect. It's important to consider potential confounding variables and account for them in your research design to ensure your results are valid. Confounding variables, that also called as confounders or confounding factors, are a type of extraneous variable that are related to studies independent and dependent variables. A variable must meet two conditions to be a confounder. It must be correlated with the independent variable. This may be a causal relationship, but it does not have to be. It must be causally related to the dependent variable. So that's all for today's class. If you like the video, please do like, share, subscribe and comment below. Thanks for your attention and time. Happy learning.